Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. We've got a new unboxing. This one is DC Icons Nightwing figure, one of the latest releases from DC Collectibles. This one, obviously, of Nightwing, the classic character of Dick Grayson. Now, this is a part of a set of 3 new releases, one of which is Super Sons, and the other is Supergirl. We, of course, have unboxings of all 3, so you're going to have to check out Graphic Policy's YouTube page to find all of those. Now, DC Collectibles has hooked us up with this. We're going to open up and show off what you get inside. Immediately looking at this looks like a pretty solid figure. The detailing is pretty basic, but you know, it covers Nightwing really well as far as the design, and the face of Dick Grayson actually looks solid as well. I mean, it looks like him immediately looking at the figure. It reminds me of his comic counterparts. So let's open this up and show off what you get. Obviously it says 10 pieces, and with DC Collectibles you get a whole bunch of extras. So let's find out the specifics and see how things hold up and whether or not it's worth your dollars. Alright, so let's look at the figure itself. I always like to start with its actual how well it bends, what its details are like, and if we notice any issues with things like the painting of the figures. So let's pop him out. Alright. First and foremost, design of the figure, you know, covers Nightwing really, really well. You know, he's got his blue and black uniform, the classic look, and it's depicted in a solid way. First test we're going to do, the stand up. Obviously no help at all. It took very little effort to stand him up, so that's a good sign. Alright, let's start with the actual joints and see how well he moves. We've got the foot, does the weird back and forth thing. It goes up and down quite well. The lower leg pivots as well. The knee's got 2 points of bending. The hip has the high mobility that we kind of expect. Moving to the waist. Obviously can't pivot right and left there, but can go back and forth. And the top pivots a little bit, but not a ton. I do wish these figures had a pivot at the waist, but you know what they've done is not too bad. All right, arms, full range going up and down. Arm doesn't go to a ridiculous level. It is, you know, somewhat realistic. We've got the double joint at the elbow, the wrist, lower arm pivots, and the wrist moves around like we would expect for these figures, both around in a circle and at the wrist itself, pointing down. And the head, it's got a good pivot there, can get a little bit movement up and down as well. So all that's pretty good. So that's actually a really solid figure as far as the movement, plus the fact that he's able to stand up on his own. Bonus points. Now let's go with details. His lower legs are actually a little bit shinier than the body, kind of depicting boots, which is good. I don't know how well it comes off, but I think you can see the shine a little bit. The black is a nice, like, flat matte black, which is about what I would expect for the costume. The blue stands out nicely. There's some good musculature of the figure. On the back especially, you can see some detail. This is a thing with this figure, is that there's just not going to be much there. You know, it's blue, it's black, we're not going to see tons of shading. You know, so this is about what I expect. The shoulders, you know, kind of a weird muscle to it, muscle tone, but that's about what detail you're going to get. There is some slight fold a little bit with the muscles on the upper arm, which adds some detail. The face is what really stands out. This looks like Dick Grayson. He looks like the character from the comics. It's exactly what I expect. The hair has got the nice curl in the front, which is a solid addition. There's a slight swoop in the back of the hair as well, with some space between the back of the neck and the hair. Small detail, but really good. And stands out. The mask is painted on, doesn't look like it's got much. It looks like there's a little bit of it popping away from the face, but not a hell of a lot. So in other words, like, this isn't a character that I'm going to expect tons of detail on, but what they've got is pretty good. So now it comes down to the extras that we've got. So we've got 2 extra sets of hands, and then we've got his 2 batons, and then a Batman grappling rope with a batarang. So let's give at least one hand that can hold things to him and go from there. The ability to pop out hands, I think, is actually really, really cool. I kind of wish we had these sort of things as kids. Let's see how easy this is getting in. Maybe this is the right hand to do it in. That's definitely not. That's going to be the baton. I haven't... Oh. There we go. It's a little bit stuck, tough to get this in, but it gets in and it's going to hold. The question is, can we pick them up by it? We have success. So the grappling hook with the end, it's got a nice batarang to it. Really small detail, but a good detail. I'm going to guess the other hand is a solid one to hold the baton. Yeah, so that fits in really, really well. Nice, simple. We'll see if it fits into the hand he currently has on his self. Not really. It kind of falls through, so I'm thinking that one's more... Well, yeah, actually you could. That fits pretty good. So overall, I mean, it's a simple figure, but it's done really well. I mean, this is one, if you are a Nightwing fan, I'd recommend. I think this is... it does what it needs to do. It looks like Dick Grayson. It's got some good accessories. It's going to be a good addition to people's, collections. There's not tons you can do with it, and what they did with it is solid. I think it's just a good, solid figure. You'll be able to get this later in September, and of course, if you're interested in the Super Sons or Supergirl, stay tuned to graphicpolicy.com and Graphic Policy Television to see unboxings of them. Till next time, if you're into DC Comics, if you're into Nightwing, Batman, etc., you should check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. I want to thank DC Collectibles again for hooking us up with this figure. Really cool to check this out and see it before it hits the street. As always, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, keep playing with your toys and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.